Welcome to Quantum Leap. I'm your host, Coach Toyin, Umesiri. Today, I'm bringing you a very special topic. I'm going to be sharing with you 10 ways to supercharge your communication skills in business and life. You see, when it comes to communication, this is one of the most important skills that anyone can invest in to develop, because ultimately, as humans, we are here to express ourselves. You're here to engage with the world. You're here to negotiate with the world in order to fulfill your desires. So you are here to enjoy life, to be part of your community, to serve the world, and the world to serve you. However, in order to do that effectively, self-expression, right, how we express ourselves is the key to unlocking, right, serving others and also attracting other people to serve us. So communication skills is very important. Another way that it is important is connected to emotional intelligence, is that oftentimes these two are related. When we don't invest in using our words to ask for what we need, to express ourselves in a positive way that yields positive rewards and return, when people fail to do that, many times people resort to less mature way of communicating. When we don't use our words, we're going to use our body. We're going to use micro messaging. We're going to yield to passive aggressive, right? Indirect way of communication. We're still going to seek out expression of desire. And typically it's in non-positive ways. So this is where emotional maturity, emotional development connects with communication skills, is that the more you invest in learning how to communicate in a positive way, the more positivity you attract, laws of, right, sowing and reaping. And the less you invest in communication skills, your desire still seeks out expression. What you like, what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want, what you desire, what you don't desire, what you're thinking will still seek out to be expressed. And now people express themselves with frustration, with this, right? And so the body in of itself becomes the expression vehicle for those who do not learn how to bring their words with positivity. Now, let me also introduce more of a science side to this, okay, before I go into the 10 ways to supercharge your communication skills. The scientific side of this is that our energetic side reacts to information positively or negatively. And that reactivity impacts our biology, our emotional expression, right? Our physiology, is that we are actually feeding ourselves the types of energy that we are using to engage with the world. So our energetic side, you use information to guide your energy. Your energy carries information out into the world. And the first place you're going to express your own thoughts and the information you're processing is actually on your body, your endocrine system, and then also other people listening to your words, participating in your expression, will also feel the same. So feelings is the energetic side, emotions is the expression side. You feel your energetic side, and then you communicate with expression. So communicating with the world in a positive way will help us experience positivity and also share positivity with others. Okay, so this is important. Hopefully that helps you understand that this is the most important skill every human can invest in learning and developing. So let's get right to some tangible ways that you can improve and supercharge your communication skills. Whether you're an executive, you're a coach, you're an entrepreneur, you're a student, you're a spouse, we all communicate with one another. And also in my school, I have workbooks particular to this skill, because every business owner, every entrepreneur branding, marketing, sales is highly dependent on your ability to express yourself, who you are, what you do, what you can do for people, and attract people to your message, to your product and services. You have to carry a message that is attractive. You have to carry stories that sell. So communication also impacts the success of your business. So the first one that I will share with you is release the fear of judgment. We live in a world where we constantly expose ourselves to being assessed and evaluated, right? So one of the things about communication is you are bringing your heart to the world. You are bringing what is inside you. You are exposing it to the world. And so your ability to feel very comfortable with allowing people to see what is in your heart, what you're processing, and release yourself from what that may come to mean for you. Because each person, depending on your background, this is where this also connects with childhood, inner child, family of origin, is that if people grew up not feeling safe, expressing their inner thoughts and desires, and if they grew up not in a community that welcomed them, that embraced them, that invited them into dialogue, into community, into expression, meaning, did you have people interested in knowing what was on your mind? When you had people who wanted to hear you, curious about your thoughts, who engage with you, then you are far more developed in feeling comfortable to sharing your thoughts. But when people somehow along their developmental stages experience some form of criticism, judgment, or instead of coaching, instead of guidance, instead of someone guiding them on expressing themselves, if they've got shut down, then that leaves, right, an energetic footprint that then stops them in the future. They think something is wrong, and so I'm saying right now, your job is to fix that. See it for what it is, what stopped you from expressing yourself, and release that. And realize that, you know, the world wants to hear from you. You want to hear from you, right? And so releasing any form of fear, there are levels of it. There are intense, subtle, nervousness, central nervous system reactivity, negative reactivity to you standing on the stage or expressing yourself. Is that communication in of itself is a skill. The more you do it, the more comfortable you become, the more better at it you become, the more comfortable your nervous system is because it is a skill that is developed over time. And if it's not developed in childhood or adolescence, right, that then you have to develop it because your success, higher levels of success, is dependent on self-expression. Okay, so it's a skill that is learned in community, in safe environments. So release that fear, let it go. It's time to be comfortable saying your mind and practice it over and over again. The second one is master your energetic presence. You see, we are exposed energetically. Whether you're speaking or you're not speaking, you're communicating, okay? So your body language in of itself carries the energetic footprint of your vibrational frequency. What I mean is how you're vibrating inside you, okay? What your thoughts are internally, it's already vibrating. And so whether you're saying it with words or not, your presence, your aura, your body posturing already speaks, right? When we talk about confidence. So what you want to also work on is bringing some form of calm and peace internally within you. Getting comfortable with yourself will help with your tonality. It will help with your expression. So inner calm projects confidence. Inner restlessness projects uncertainty, like someone is insecure. So this concept of insecurity is how is your central nervous system carrying the information you are processing into the world. And so it is visible energetically, and so it's your courage, it's your physical courage. And so when you can calm yourself, as much as you can calm yourself and rest yourself and be comfortable with yourself, then your words can come out with more peace and calm, and it can reach the world and bring peace to the world as well. So inner calm, energetic states allows you to speak with peace, because that's what is carrying your message. Your vibrational frequency is what resounds. It's not just what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. So the how part of that statement is that the energy that is carrying your message makes you vibrate and makes other people vibrate. You can make people calm down because you are calm, or you can make people, shaky because you are unsure of yourself. And so people tend to avoid the presence of those who are not calm, rested, confident in speaking and verbalizing their thoughts. Okay, so you're supercharging your communications with this, okay? So number 3 is being able to ask for your desires. What I've experienced is that many times people go, they don't shoot straight. I'm a straight shooter. In business, you have to really learn how to say, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I can do for you, what are your needs, right? So that you can meet needs faster. So your ability to know that it is okay to have needs and wants and desires. Many times, people need things, people want things, but they want to hide, they want to mask. For example, if you want to be promoted, you want bigger pay, you want a bigger salary. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Don't make it wrong that you have needs, that you have aspirations, that you want to be more successful, that you want to express greatness upon the earth. Don't make it wrong. Because if you make it wrong internally, your words too will carry that message that what you're asking for, you don't deserve. And so when you feel you don't deserve it, and then you present things you don't deserve, then people think you don't deserve it. So they're not going to give it to you. So your desires are right for you. They are your soul alignment. Your dreams are right for you. Your hopes, they are right for you. Your aspirations are right for you. Make it right. And then invite people to help you fulfill your dreams, fulfill your desires. And also, I always say, there's something in it for them. Make sure there's something in it for them. That's the concept of even business, is you're serving people, but you also have desires. You've invested your time, energy, and money to bring solutions in the world. And you have a right to be rewarded. You have to make it right. But many times, new entrepreneurs especially, they don't feel comfortable with sales. Sales is presenting your offer and us asking to be rewarded. If you want my offer, I've worked hard to make this delicious. I've worked hard to make this profitable. I've worked hard to save you time. I've worked hard to contribute to your success. And my ask is, contribute to my success as well. So make it right. Feel comfortable with your desires and then ask for it. Use your words to ask to serve people, ask if they want to serve you, and ask for them to reward you for serving them. That's the transactional side of this, is passion sells, desire buys. So don't make it wrong that you want to be rewarded for your hard work. Whether in the workplace, if you want a raise and you've worked hard for it, and you believe you're the right person, right woman, right man for it, you're the right man for the job, go for the ask. So you're going to need your words, your articulation to present your value as well. Number 4, give people what they desire. You see, transaction is about desire for desire. Your desires and other people's desire, that's what drives business. So also part of communication when we talk about content or marketing is that you use your words to, this is also connecting with emotional intelligence, right? Is that knowing enough the emotional needs of your clients, understanding the emotional desires of people. Just as I'm saying, your desires are right for you, their desires are right for them as well. Honorably, right? Honorable, selfless desires. their own journey, their own aspirations. You have your own desires, it's right for you. They have their own journey, their own aspirations, the house they want to build, the business they want to build, the cars they want to own, the shoes, right? Listen, we all are carrying around our desires. So their own desires as well, sharing that you see their desires, not judging their desires as wrong, just as you won't judge yours, right? But seeing the needs of humans and your ability to communicate that you honor their desires, and in fact, you can help them achieve it faster. Listen, we'll help you build your business faster. I'll teach you how to achieve it faster. These are your desires, and our ability to connect with other people's desire is what business is all about. This is service. You're serving the needs of other people. You're helping them achieve it faster, and you're equipping and enabling them to unlock greater impact in their own life. It's a need. What's in need for them is also part of your communication and self-expression. So to supercharge your communication skills, prioritize the desires of others, talk about their needs, tell them you see that they have desires, and then share how your product and services or your value or your skills can enable your employers to move faster, better, right? That's where your communication skills can be supercharged. The courage you're going to take on to say, you know what, I can help you speed that up. I can help you not to fail. I can help you learn. I can teach you. And that in of itself is where people know that you care. Caring is about, do you see their needs? Do you see their wants? Do you see their aspirations? And are you willing and able and excited to serve them because you have your capacity? Can you serve them with your capacity? Okay? So give people what they want, give people what they desire, right? Give it to them. When they see that, they say thank you and they want more. And that is the best place of taking your business to the next level. Number 5 is lead with courage and clarity. People don't follow leaders who are not courageous and leaders who are confusing, right? When you say follow me, people are like, why do I need to follow you? And where are you taking us? Who are we going to be? Right? So part of leadership is communication, because you're going to express your courage, that it's okay for people to move in a certain direction, that you can guide them to safety, that they're not going to suffer loss. That's always safety for humans, that you're going to arrive safely. That's one. And then you know what you're doing, or you're willing to at least invest in learning what you're doing. Because when leaders cannot express confidence, some form of confidence that I'm figuring it out, or I already know, or let's figure it out together, people are like, you know what? When you know what you're doing and you know where you're going, then come and call us. But we're not going with you on a journey that you're not clear about. That's articulation of vision. So leaders' ability to express what they see in their mind as a distant, as a possible future, your ability to express that, to communicate that, to paint with your words what you're seeing in your mind. Yes, you see it in your mind, but can you use words to transfer that image into the minds of other people? Because they have to see it, they have to believe it, they have to take action to follow you. Leaders who do not communicate why people should follow them, who do not express what they are seeing clearly, who cannot articulate a vision that people can believe in, who cannot tell stories that builds courage in other people, because you have to transfer your courage to other people. Leaders who cannot express themselves enough where they can transfer the content of their hearts to other people's hearts and the content of their mind to other people's mind. When people cannot see what you're seeing or believe what you're believing, they're not going to follow you. So your words, using your words to paint a picture of a future that you want people to follow you to, of the destination or who you're going to make them to become champions, winners, millionaires, billionaires, success, right? You have to be able to also, connect identity. If I follow you, where are we going and who do we become when we get there? What are we going to get? Is it better than where we are? Because if you cannot paint a picture of a better future, people will say, you know what? Where we are is comfortable. We know what we're dealing with right now. So don't disrupt this nice Kool-Aid we're drinking, because you have to be offering us something better, greater, for us to risk this for that. So when people don't know what they're risking this for that for, they're like, you know what, leave us alone. This is fine. So leadership is about leading people from where they are to where you believe is safer, richer, more successful, more higher, more greater. And your ability to tell that story is key for followership. 6, crafting a clear value message. Listen, it's what I just tried to explain, is that you want to present a vision and you also want to package the value, the gifts, right? Always come bearing gifts, right? To people. If you're going to take people's attention, if you're going to get their attention, don't waste their time, because when they open the message up and they're like, you just wait, right? You want to make sure when they engage with your words, when people give you their time and energy and they pay attention, that they leave with a reward. You see, the reward they leave with is going to be tied to the value you've delivered to them. So using words to encapsulate value. This concept of value is things that contribute positively to the well-being of other people in different forms. When you make people better, a little better, after they've engaged with you, encountered you, or experienced your content, your messaging, when they feel better, when you lift their energetic vibration higher, from low vibration to high vibration, you've added value, energetic value, you've increased their energetic states, you've boosted them, and if you can guide them, show them the way, you've given them clarity. Those things are the most valuable, they're extremely valuable in the world. Those are actually the footprint, foundational footprint of business, is making people feel better and making people have clarity in their imagination, showing them the way that they can go to safety, because many times people are lost on their journey. So use your words to present value that makes people feel better, raises their vibration, gives them positivity, motivational inspiration. Use your words to elevate the energetic states of people, and then also help clear the fog, uncertainty, doubt, fear, all this emotional dysregulation. You can actually teach people how to feel better and how to experience life in a more positive way. If you can do that and develop the skill, then you're supercharging your communication skills, because that's what everybody's looking for. 7, tune into emotional intelligence. This is huge. There's no point delivering a message to the wrong audience, right? Is that you can have a perfect message, perfect for you or perfect for them. So our ability to also invest in what do they need, meaning seeing their desire, and then also crafting the message not based on what you need, but what they need. That's intentionality. That is consciousness that you are not alone in this world, that other people have real needs. And so your ability to, in a way, separate yourselves, your own needs from the needs of other people, detaching from your own needs and then serving other people's needs, is a great leadership skill. Why is this important? Many times, entrepreneurs, they are entrapped in their own energetic, emotional states. And so they go into business saying, I need money, I want to make money. Well, that's your own need. That's okay. Your desires are valid. But that's a reward for first seeing the needs of other people and serving it. So many times business owners are drowning on their own emotional needs. And I get this. That's why inner work, to heal your own so that you can then heal other people. That's the key, is that making sure that emotional intelligence, like listening to your own self, not denying your own needs, but making sure you're not using your needs to override the needs of other people, not imposing, right? Not bombarding your clients with the responsibility of your own needs, when actually your business is that you are showing capability that you can help them serve them. So it's just these adjustments entrepreneurs have to make, because business in of itself requires all of you. You're investing a lot and you deserve the reward, yes, but you are not to transfer that responsibility on your clients and customers, because they're going to run away, because it is not their job to be responsible for you. So don't make them responsible for your own emotional needs. Emotional intelligence is learning how to suit yourself. And then also, there's also another side where don't let your clients and customers also impose their own needs on you, because this is where transaction is desire for desire. Because many entrepreneurs are trying to do business in an environment where there's a power imbalance. When there's power imbalance, somebody suffers, right? The power imbalance is you are responsible for your own needs. They are responsible for their own needs. When a transaction happens, it means we are seeing each other's needs and we are meeting each other's needs. You are living in a world, however, where entrepreneurs, particularly first-time entrepreneurs, are being taken advantage of, where they are being made responsible without being rewarded. More content, do more this, do more that, right? The marketplace, if you don't have the skills I teach in my school of emotional intelligence, sales psychology, those who don't develop their skills in a way, other people can make you responsible for their needs. You are serving the needs of people who haven't paid you. You are not being rewarded. You are being depleted. And many entrepreneurs are not able to recover from that. So there's also a stand that a business owner must take to say, I've worked, I've presented products and services. I'm only in search of those who are ready to reward me. If you're not ready to invest in my products and services, that's fine. Let's be friends. See you later. When you're ready, come back tomorrow, right? So there's this emotional intelligence that when you don't invest in seeing the energetic imbalance, power play, power dynamics in the marketplace, is that entrepreneurs who do not have the right skills will be taken advantage of. Your lunch will be eaten and you'll not be paid. I'm being very direct here. So for entrepreneurs to win, because I'm on the side of the entrepreneur, I'm saying, don't give other people your responsibility and don't take any responsibility that is not yours. Your clients and customers are responsible for paying and finding their own needs. Your job is done when you've presented your offer. Passion sells, their own desire, they have to come to the table with a desire to invest in meeting their own needs. And when they're not ready to invest, all you have to do is say, next. In the marketplace, just say next. If you're not ready to pay, that's okay. Next, right? So that's the filtering. In sales, this is where we talk about qualifying your prospects. Is that when prospects come, you need to have the emotional intelligence layer to understand which of the prospects that love what it is you're doing, which of them love you enough to say thank you and to value it enough to invest financially with it. Because they can say they like, which is what's going on social media. You can gather followers. Oh, I like you, I'm following. I like you, I'm following. Fantastic. When are you going to value it enough to capture the full grasp of the value, right? Beyond the like, beyond followership, business is built on financial transactions. So I'm giving you the courage to do that. Number 8, negotiate win-win outcomes. That's where really power dynamics, even in sales, come in. Is you want to walk away winning, and you also want to walk away with your prospects feeling like they hit the jackpot, right? That's the goal, because that's what brings people over and over and over and over again into your business, is that you do not want to take more than you are given. You actually, if you want to last in business, you want to give more than you are taking, because now there's so much more in the future, and so people will come back for more, right? So with your communication, with your aura, with your engagement, you want to be generous. It's a principle of generosity in business, is that you want to really give more than you're taking, But you're still going to take, you'll be rewarded. But for your business to last many, many, many years, you cannot take everything. You have to, if you go to the ocean and fish all the fish, there won't be fish tomorrow. There's an African side in me that comes in my storytelling. Africans are storytellers, just so you know. So, and then the American side of me is like direct. Let's go for business. Okay, so negotiating win-win is it's the nature's way of replenishment. After 7 years of depleting the land, give back. So win-win with your community that houses your business, giving back, right? Making sure that the people in community with you, they constantly, it's the feeding, energetic vibe of you're feeding what's feeding you, and they are feeding what's feeding them. This is wholeness. This is what brings joy and happiness. This brings fulfillment in the overall journey of business. But when business owners are energized and depleted and they're grinding and for how long can you do that? So if you want a business that lasts, you want to energize your business in a way where there's win-win, you're giving and you're taking, and there's more to give and there's more to take. And so life energetic form is renewed and replenished. Those who are just taking, not giving, they dry up the pots. So there's this side of win-win. I win, you win. I win, you win. Every time there's that cycle of life, it creates a very, very mutually beneficial state of life, for the business and for the customers and clients. And really, that's really how we're supposed to do life and build friendships, even through the world of business. Okay, 2 more to go. Number 9, right? I'm sharing 10 ways to supercharge your communication skills for success in business and life. Tell magnetic stories. You see, don't make it bland. Tell stories that build interest, that we're interested in hearing. Humans, we are naturally built with stories. We tell stories, we live out stories. Our life is a story. And so part of communication is storytelling, because stories will be more memorable. People will remember you more with your story, right? Stories last longer within us, right? And so your ability to really stay in the memory of people, to hold space in the hearts and minds of people, is that stories stay longer, not just products and services. So your brand story, why are you doing what you're doing? What led you to do what you're doing? Why do you care? How did you create your product and service? Why did you build it the way you built it? So as example, why did I build an academy instead of just download this? No, because the journey of entrepreneurs, of business development, is life journey, is a growth journey, and the school didn't prepare people for the spiritual psychology, emotional intelligence of business, of wealth creations, the ups and downs, all of that. And so I've built a community and school system where people can come in, rest, engage in community, and learn and grow. I say learn fast, don't fail fast. Right? Those who don't teach you what to do right, they'll tell you to jump off the cliff and say, oh, they don't tell you strap on your parachute. Better yet, learn how to fly. Right? Okay? So tell stories. I just told you one now. Don't jump off the cliff. Don't start a business without learning. Don't do that. Learn fast. Humans, we're here to learn, because when we learn, we know what to do and how to do it, and we get the rewards faster. Okay, so that's an example of a story. I bet you have put a visual. It's like, don't jump off the plane. Don't just start a business. Where's your parachute? Do you know how to fly it? Do you have the skills? In my book, Mindset of an Entrepreneur, the first chapter says it takes skills. Have you learned the skills? Do you know how to communicate, right? So those are real conversations we're having daily in my academy, toyinumesiri.academy. And then finally, you see, having done all, number 10, it sounds easy, but it's tough for people to practice. It's be comfortable with silence. You see, many times people put content, but they don't take a break. You're constant, this world where people talk about consistency. Consistency in building momentum to drive greater impact actually ought to lead you to do less and get more. This is strategy. I used to be a strategist for the biggest company in the world, Walmart, right? Let me teach you something strategic. Momentum builds force behind activities. So that the things that you used to do so many things before because you didn't have impact, you didn't have power, you didn't have leverage. So you did so much. When you invest in building leverage and you have force, now actually you're supposed to be more precise. You're supposed to be careful. You don't need to waste, right? You need to target, be more focused, be more strategic, and aim your targets and shoot straight. That strategy is that you have learned the different ways of doing things, and you now know which one works. When people don't know what works, you will test. You're still in test mode. You're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this platform, this one. But you're not supposed to be perpetually doing everything. You're supposed to use testing to figure out what works for you, what works for them, and get more precise. Do less, get more. That's strategy. So this concept of building momentum is so that you become a bigger force, so that you can drive bigger impact. So what used to take you 10 hours, now in seconds you can do it, and you can now achieve greater results with doing less than doing more and getting less. That is strategy. When people don't understand this precise strategy in communication, they can still be blasting so much, talking so much, and now they crowd. It becomes noise, a lot of noise. Now you're not giving people time to think, to reflect, to process on everything you've shared so far, so that they can now process what's going on inside them. If you're constantly giving to people, right, overwhelming people, unless they have signed up for the overwhelm. For example, Netflix, you've signed up to marathon watch movies. You've invested in that. But when people haven't invested in being bombarded and you're constantly bombarding them, it can defeat the purpose sometimes, where people feel, you know what, that's too much. So part of silence is taking your energy and applying your energy in the right direction. Not dividing yourself, but being precise. And sometimes it requires you to take a break and assess. Just assess what you've done so far. And so when you come back, you're saying, what can I improve on? I've seen what we've done. We've heard back. How can we take that knowledge base, take time out into your strategic table, and say, you know what, I can improve this, I can improve this, we can improve this. And then you deliver your message, you watch, you wait, you see the results, you come back again, you try something else. And then when you figure out what's working, you're supposed to go full steam ahead. The momentum you've built in the direction of that is working, then you march forward in the direction that you know is getting you the right results. That's strategy. Strategy is not doing everything. Strategy is learning what works, taking time to do your research. Once you've mastered what works, strategy is put all your in that direction, and then also have teams that is still learning and in research mode. So research, execute, right? But you also have teams that are constantly learning. What else is new? What else? So you are bringing new things into your marketing, sales, branding, right, space, so that you can keep being refreshed, so that people can experience new dimensions of you. You can keep expressing new ideas. You can keep innovating, and so you're not stale. So your brand is not 10 years old, and people are going, you know, we've been there, done that, show us something new. So your ability to show something new is to go all out, build momentum behind what's working, while you're also learning new things that you can bring to your community, and you're continuing to add more value. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Quantum Leap. I'm your host, Toyin Umesiri. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.